The Lakers win at last, breaking a drought that has lasted at least 20 hours. The Lakers were behind with 3 minutes to go, and they rallied to beat Orlando 106 to 103. Here's the questions from our viewers. Did Russell, LeBron, and the bench, as well as AD, save the Lakers? The questions from Magic at Figueroa. Here's another one. How did the Lakers battle lethargy with 2 games inside 24 hours from Harley at Pieface and survive? Did Gabe Vincent finally crack a 3? Mo from Memphis asked that question. Did Ham risk backing players in form down the fourth quarter versus going on a formulaic finish? Good on you, Darvin Ham. That question from 3 names at Scotown. Where was Rui and is Reaves back in any sort of form? Mick the Inca, who doubts Palinka, has asked that question. How did the Lakers get out of jail on this one, behind 100 to 96 with 3 minutes to go? Was it more than the LeBron show this time? Asks Jim Huggs at Muscle Town. Gary Who has the perfect game? The question from Iron Mike at San Luis Obispo. What about what's next for the Lakers? D Styles at the nation's capital asks us. And as well as that, please subscribe, like, comment, share, and go to the podcast, give it a listen, give it a download, and please a 5-star review. Thank you. You're on the Larry Lakers. All those questions and more coming right up tonight. Okay, the Lakers behind with 3 minutes to go. They went on to beat Orlando 106 to 103. They didn't get it their own way. They were behind much of the fourth quarter. D'Angelo, LeBron, the bench this time. Yes, the bench at last. And did AD contribute as well on this one? We've got that story and more. D'Angelo Russell, he scored 12 of his 28 points in that fourth quarter. LeBron James added 9 of his 19 in that final quarter as well. Anthony Davis had 26 points, but this is the biggie, 19 rebounds. Like they say, that's a lot of beef. I think it's Trey on no dunks, nearly 20. It would have been a lot of beef. They went on a 12-5 run in the final minutes. That helps answer that question on how did they get out of jail in this one. Here's some comments after the game from the man himself, D'Angelo Russell. What you guys see is a team figuring it out, Russell said. This isn't the product that it will be in a month or even 2 months from now. Every game matters. Every clutch situation matters. Every practice matters. So we're still figuring it out. Well, they look like they were figuring it out in bits, but as well, fatigue must have played a part. Have a look. There's a few signs. We'll look at those in a minute. Russell had 8 assists and 10 of 14 shots, and 3 of those were 3-pointers. We said, how does he contribute in games? He's had to be patient. He hadn't been scoring well. He's been getting assists, though, and we need that third scorer. It can't just be LeBron and AD. There hadn't been anything from the backcourt. All the scoring had been up front from LeBron and AD and a little bit of sort of Wood or Hachimura the other night. So finally the guards have contributed. Let's have a look. Russell, James and Davis, they were the 3. They combined to score the final 30 points of the Lakers over the last 13 and a half minutes. So the final 30 points the team got came over the last 13 and a half minutes from just those 3 dudes, Russell, James, and Davis. Who's this dude? Gary, who had the perfect game. Gary Harris, of course, he's a former Denver Nugget. Gary Harris Jr., he scored 17 points, 5 of 5, I believe, from 3-pointers for the Magic. And they all missed their final 5 shots. Gee, that helped when the Lakers were behind in those final 3 minutes and managed to come back. That helped a whole lot. Wagner scored 16 points as well to contribute. Of course, his brother Mo Wagner played for the Lakers and they were in the winning Germany team in the World Cup for FIBA. Most of those guys have been a little bit tired. That's an interesting one, noted by Tim McMahon on the Hoop Collective podcast. Suggs had 15. He looks tough. He chases the ball. Lakers grabbed just 3. This is a signs of fatigue. One of the questions asked was, how did they go? How did they beat the lethargy handcuffs, the fatigue handcuffs? This is what happened. The Lakers only got 3 offensive rebounds. Whew. Stacks of turnovers. We'll have a look at in a minute too. They got beaten 20-4, 20-4 in second chance points. There's the signs of the lethargy or the fatigue, handcuffs weighing them down. This guy Harris, 5 for 5 with 3 pointers in the first half. Gary Harris Jr. And the Magic had a halftime lead, but the Lakers were actually up by 11. But when they brought the bench on, thank God the bench helped in the end, because there were moments when the LeBron AD crew were off, they let these teams back into the game. Rui Hachimura, he was asked about, boom, he sat out. We were critical of Coach Ham for not keeping him on the other night there when he was in form and he'd hit a few points in a row. But Rui had an eye injury. Maybe that's why he sat out some of that fourth quarter against Sacramento. Gary Harris, 6 of 6 field goals. Nothing from the free throw line. Doesn't get to the hoop. Classy players being linked with the Lakers when they said, wouldn't it be good if he got waived? He's a veteran. They're a young team. Do him a favour. But the Lakers, it never came around. They actually extended the guy. So Gary Harris, he's a classy player, and I think they'd like him there to influence the younger players there at the Orlando Magic, as they're doing this year with Slow Mo Joe Ingles. So Joe Ingles is there as well as a veteran, as many Australians will know. D'Angelo, 28 points, 10 of 14 from field goals, and down the line when we needed them, they were fouling and he hit them. 5 of 5, even though he's 80%, I think, on the season going in. Now, what about the team here? We did our best to almost lose this one. We let Orlando get 40% on threes, and we only hit 29. A team that looked all right. We looked all right. The Lakers in the preseason, we're struggling since. 53 on the field goal percentage. Luckily, they only hit 40, but albeit 40% were from three, and that's a good percentage. 11 turnovers. They had less. We had 16. So that, in the last quarter, LeBron threw a few. I think D'Angelo threw some. We'll have a look at the stats, but they really hurt us and kept Orlando in this last quarter. Rebounds, we got out rebounded again, a sign of the fatigue, despite having AD there with the mammoth total, I think the mammoth total of 19 rebounds. 44 to 40, so a 10% extra there for those guys. Fast break points, they got us again, sign of fatigue, 11 to 7. We talked about turnovers. We had 16. And let's look at points in the paint. We were fortunate there having AD. And for a while there, the AD wood show. The Twin Towers were back. A little bit Ralph Sampson, Illusion for those who throw back to the Twin Towers days of Houston. But 44 in the paint for Orlando. They sort of scored in or threw it right out where they were hitting the three. We got a lot more in the paint. 54 to the 44 there. And the largest lead, they had a lead of 8 at one stage, and we didn't really make much of a dent. They held the lead much longer than we did, but at one stage we had an 11-point lead, and it looked like we were sort of resting on that sort of lead there, and it was going to come back to bite us there. Offensive rebounds, again, that effort and fatigue. They got 12. We got the 3. We got smashed there. Thankfully, we got a few more defensive. Look at AD. Look at, I think, LeBron's total. I think more of those are defensive. We're coming up to look at those now. Here's one for us, though, that really helped. 10 blocks. Thank you, AD. Have a look at Wood if you get the chance as well. LeBron, the team. There were second block plays 2 in a row at some stages. Go back in the highlights and see if they're there, if you can there. Blocks 10-3, fantastic. And points off turnovers, we were lucky. Despite having 16 turnovers to the 11, we were able to get more points off them, 20 to 14. Fast break points, though, again, bit of fatigue. They outdid us there. The Orlando Magic 11, the Lakers 7. Let's move on. Here we go, champions. Anthony Davis, 38 minutes. how fatigued would he be after extra time the night before? 12 of 18 on his field goals. What a great percentage. He tried the three. It looked like it was going to hit, but the run of threes is broken. For AD, it was 0 of 1. He hit the good free throws again. Got to get to the line more. Only got there for the three, so 2 of 3 there. Not a lot in offensive rebounds. There's the fatigue on AD, too, but 17 massive defensive rebounds for his 19 total. 5 assists. People said, why isn't he the greatest passing big man? Why is he any worse than Jokic? He used to be a point guard. We said when he gets in his motion, he kind of loses sight of people, but 5 tonight. 3 blocks, and there possibly were more, but they've only given him 3. He and Wood, it was a block party for a while there. Sadly, it's a close game. So, and again, points can lie. The real plus minus, but -2 on the real plus minus, 26 points. 26 points, 19 rebounds, 5 assists. We'll take that any day. Thank you, AD. Glad you were playing. Torian Prince, quiet night there. 1 of 4 in the field goals, -5 in his real plus, just the 1 assist, and 000, all zeros on his rebounds there. Quiet night after having such a good night the other night, but pretty good combination there. Coach Ham relied on him for a little while there to rotate off Wood, who was playing so well down the line. We'll talk about that shortly. LeBron James, the 33 minutes, we keep asking. 29 the first night, 35 the second. Well, guy who's so fatigued, 7 of 17. There were signs of it, though. 2 of 6 from 3. Oh, down the line, just when it looked pretty ordinary, sort of the 103, 100. He's had a look up at the scoreboard, brought the ball up himself as point. You don't love it when no one else has touched it and we haven't moved the defense around. 3-pointer, LeBron in. We'll try and get you a beautiful picture of that. It was sensational there. Just the 4 assists for LeBron. Quiet night, only 3 rebounds. There's a real sign of how tired the guy must be. 3 rebounds only, and they're defensive for LeBron. A guy who can threaten triple doubles any night of the week there. He's chipped away for the 19. Gee, that last 3 was a beauty. A couple of times through that quarter, we asked the question, would you have liked him to have kept the ball a little longer against Sacramento, a little bit more Luka Doncic, where he's big, but just changes sort of a slow to slow or slow to slightly faster, a little bit shifty with his speed and gentle with it, not knocking people over LeBron as he's big and strong. But he was doing that the other night, and he did it against Phoenix just when you thought he was going to charge. He found a way to finesse the ball in. Maybe it's the new LeBron at this age, heading into 39. More finesse LeBron. It's most welcome, especially the guys you've perhaps run over on the other end of it. But +5. So 19 points, +5, contributing the game, even while fatigued. LeBron, they caught up, though, and took a lead when LeBron and AD sat. Interesting there. But great finish from LeBron. The 3-pointer, loved it. D'Angelo was the man. He's the person who bought it for the backcourt that hadn't been scoring very much. We hadn't got much out of Vincent, hadn't got much out of Austin Reaves. We haven't been putting Demoy Hodge on. That might make a difference, but who wants to be put him on under that pressure and you've got the coaching job on the line and being criticised? But D'Angelo, 36 minutes, so generous with the minutes. Coach Ham and himself to play him. 10 of 14, 3 of 6, so 50% from 3-pointer. We'll take that any day. And he has got 5 of 5 from the 3 throws just when we needed them. Down the line there. 2 little defensive rebounds, but what about 8 assists? He's been up there around the 8 or 9. He's finding ways to contribute to the game after being criticised against Denver in that Denver series. Here he goes again. We asked about, is he putting the D back into D'Angelo? Go back and look at our previous 2 episodes. Well, here he is. He's got 1 block and 1 steal. He only had the 3 turnovers. He's got a +7 in the real plus minus in a close game. We'll take that. 28 points. We'll take 28 points, D'Angelo, when you're hitting 50% from 3 and dishing out 8 assists. We'll take that and you'll get more than your 18 million in your next pay packet. But where is that consistency? Look, he's been finding ways to contribute without having the 3-point shot going. Can he continue that? And can he squeeze that gap between those two? Can he get to the basket a little bit more that gets him to the free throw line perhaps and keep those assists and his movement off the ball and be a pest there on defence? Austin Reaves, was he back? One of the listeners asked. 31 minutes, 5 of 12. So the odd three, the odd layup early. That was like they were trying to force feed him on the drip from LeBron. A couple of passes in. And D'Angelo looked after on his first two breaks and he got some nice layups. They tried to get Austin moving. 1 of 4 from 3, better than 0. He opened the account. Another one looked like it was straight in and out. We've said that a couple of times. We can't keep making that excuse. He always gets a couple of sneaky rebounds, at least defensive rebounds, and looks strong. 3 defensive rebounds, 3 assists. So we'd like to see that sneak up a bit too if you're playing 30 minutes there, Austin. But it's a start, a slight improvement for Austin. Little bad news on the turnovers. For the 3 assists, 3 turnovers, minus 14 Austin with 11 points total. But some signs that he wants to get going and his teammates want to get Austin Reaves going. Interesting that comment from Tim McMahon on the Hoop Collective that the people that have been in the FIBA World Cup are having a slower start of fatigue. Again, sorry to keep mentioning fatigue after last night. We're all a little bit fatigued. Here's the man who contributed. We said, why didn't he stay on when he was playing so well? Well, maybe the media, but I'm sure he's too clever to listen to the media. But Coach Ham, he took notice or something, or notice maybe of just the video. Anyway, 27 minutes for Christian Wood, 3 of 6 from field goals, 1 of 4 from the 3, another one just missed, 1 missed by a mile. Maybe you'll claim it was a pass. 2 of 4 from 3 throws. So he's attacking the basket a little bit. He's getting to the line there. Just the 1 offensive rebound, but just like the night there where we beat Phoenix, 8 defensive rebounds for his 9 total. So again, AD's pressuring. He's coming across. We're playing like the Twin Towers. He's sort of playing small forward, power forward in between those two in all those plays. 3 assists where he's not the greatest passer in the past, but we'll take those 3. Thank you. Plus 12. That's the biggie. Plus 12. 3 blocks. AD had block. Then they'd be looking if they couldn't miss AD or if he blocked them. He regathered. Wood blocked on a couple of plays. Have a look at them. Seeing the two of them, it was a block party. Fantastic. Most welcome to see. Plus 12 just for 9 points. But gee, coach had him down that quarter. Only sort of subbed him to change him up a little bit there down the line. Maybe get a different shooter on there and see if he could get Prince back, give him a rest, and to get a smaller team on. I think he swapped him in offense, defense a bit too with Gabe Vincent right down the last couple of minutes with free throws and things like that. Cam Reddish experiment. Didn't come off tonight, 14 minutes, but didn't overdo the sample size. Minus 3, zeros across the free throws and the points, and a couple of rebounds there. But he did get 2 assists, Cam Reddish, in his time on. I'm sure they'll continue with the experiment there, but it was at a stage where they came back, sadly, and got a bit of a lead on us, where we said LeBron and AD were resting the Cam Reddish minutes. You sort of wondered where the points were going to come from. They looked a bit unsure, as he does at the moment. Jackson Hayes, yes, we asked for it last time. It's a clunky-looking time he's on, but the coach let him start that fourth quarter. We said, look, late third quarter, they made a comeback against the Kings, and he was a funny part of it. He'd miss one, he'd foul one, but he'd tap a couple and keep them alive, get a defensive rebound, clear it out. He can bounce it and clear to halfway, this guy. He can even pass the ball a bit. Jackson Hayes, we said, should he have 0-0? One of the fans wrote in and said Benoit Benjamin was one of the last Lakers to wear the 0-0. 2 people have. Benoit was probably the most famous. Neither of them played a lot of games, but thanks for looking it up. Jackson Hayes, could he wear the 0-0? Well, you had the 0-0 in the field goals, the 0-0 in the three-pointers and the free throws, of course. For his 10 minutes, though, +5. +5. And as we asked, could coach have left him on for a little bit of the fourth quarter? Did it tonight. I'm sure he's not listening to us. Maybe he is. He's gone the ham on the ham line. But this time, stayed on and just let AD get that few minutes for the fourth quarter, came back on for the run, and +5 overall. Thank you. Jackson Hayes, good to see you get a few more minutes. Not a lot, but just the start of that fourth quarter, and you're in the positive. Gabe Vincent, 25 minutes, 4 or 7 there on the field goal, so a much better percentage. Open the account, Gabe Vincent opened the three-point account. Yes, he did. He got 1 from 3, and he was brought in and out a little bit down the remaining minutes of the game, but for the most of it, it was Russell that was trusted, and because we had Wood on, it was a slightly different combination to the one where you might have Gabe Vincent all the way down that fourth quarter. Plus 10 and 9 points, so and positive 10. He was on a good time, 25 points. Well done there on the stats. Orlando, who stood out, of course, we mentioned the standout, Gary Harris, 21 minutes, 6 of 6 field goals, 5 of 5 from 3, but did not get to the line. He's got the positive 4 in a close game. He did have the 3 turnovers for 17 points. The great Mo Wagner, who played for the Lakers, how'd he go? He had 11 minutes, 2 of 5, 0 of 1, where he can't hit a 3. He was minus 10. Just that, for a big man, just 1 rebound. And Suggs, this Jalen Suggs, he's energy. I believe this guy could, in high school, play football and basketball. 26 minutes, 4 of 12, 3 of 7, though, from 3. He's willing to take the big time 3-2. Even had a chance at the end. Ran in and scooped one they missed, and the 3 would have tied the game up. I tell you, this guy's got a little bit of energy, a little bit of motor. 8 rebounds, 2 assists. Not a lot of assists for a shooting guard. Positive 10, though. So he's a player to watch there. And Carter Jr., handy game. He went about it quietly, playing there at centre. A little undersized there. Came in from Chicago, of course, to Orlando. 35 minutes and 8 rebounds, positive 2. But the man of the moment for these guys was, of course, the man, Gary Harris Jr. What's next for the Lakers? Okay, all that fatigue, talk of fatigue, game after game. When's the next game? US time, Wednesday, November the 1st, 7 p.m. against the Los Angeles Clippers. Of course, it's going to be in LA. So it's against the Clippers. And so the guys get to stay at home and have a bit of a rest. A couple of days later, Saturday. So we're going Wednesday. Then we're going Saturday, US time, November the 4th, 7 p.m. at the Amway Center, Orlando. So I've got to go back and return that game, a bit like the baseball series do. Orlando Magic there and a return. Young team. Can we do it again? First of all, we've got to take care of the Clippers. Following that game on Saturday, Monday, the Lakers at the Miami Heat. Oh, that'll be a tough one. Then 2 days later, Lakers at Houston Rockets. So it's a bit of travel for LeBron and the team. Friday, November the 10th, starts the in-season tournament. First game of that, Lakers versus the Phoenix Suns. Portland Trailblazers at the Lakers, so that'll be a home run. Then Tuesday, a second game in that in-season tournament, this time against the Memphis Grizzlies, the young team. We'll see if Marcus Smart is on the court for them. Thank you for watching and listening to the Larry Lakers Dribbling Chit Chat. You ask the questions. We try and learn to talk properly. And when we do, we talk about your questions. Thanks for sending them in. Give us a like. Go to the podcast. Get it on your podcast streams at all good places. And give it a like as well or a review. Thank you for following us. We'll be looking at all the games. Until next time, stay safe. Have a rest after these 2 big games, like the players, and get fit for the next one. Thank you until next time.